Welcome again to another episode of Catholicism and Coffee. I'm Stephen Gasinski.
I'm Beth Kaczynski.
And we talk about Catholicism and enjoy some great brews, but this time we're going to do something a little different. We're going to allow you to get to know us a little bit because we really haven't given that much about our background. So here we go.
So I grew up Catholic. I was baptized actually as a toddler, not as an infant. But then I received First Eucharist in 2nd grade, Confirmation in 8th grade, as most Catholic kids do. But I didn't really come to really have this great passion for my faith until my final year of college, when I really started to think of it in a deeper way rather than, oh, we go to church on Sunday because it's what we do. I'm just like, why am I Catholic? What does my faith mean to me? What is my relationship with God? And since then, I've just been trying to grow a little bit every day.
I also was born and raised Catholic. I wasn't as super serious about the faith. I mean, at first I was heavily involved. But then in high school, I started doing some deeper theology classes, which really interested me, and learning about the whys of what we do. And I realized at that point that that's why I was having so much trouble, the why. I wanted to know why we did things. And I'm a bit of a revert because in college I kind of shied away from the faith for a little bit. I mean, I still went to Mass, but my body was there, my heart wasn't. And I then kind of went on and off trying to figure out how this all was supposed to work. Where did I fit into the grand scheme of things? And then I really went hardcore and got back involved in my parish and got involved in ministries, and I became a bit of a theological nerd, and I still am. Obviously, I'm doing this show. Well, we decided to do this podcast because we noticed that there was, in our age group, because I mean, a lot of the Catholic podcasters tend to be a little bit older. I mean, even Christopher West, he's a little bit older than us. He's like in his, 40s?
I don't remember.
Maybe a little bit old, around there. And they go into these really deep theological topics because they're so learned, and we wanted to do something a little bit more basic and break it down. And we saw stuff like that on Ascension and such, which is great, but we thought we could just bring a little something fresh to it from our respective backgrounds and our respective pieces of knowledge.
And I would see a lot of these Catholic videos and podcasts, and I'm just like, this is so neat what they're doing. And then I just felt a real tug at my heart. Like, I feel like I could do that too, and I could really bring a lot of fruit to other people, hopefully, the way these other podcasters, speakers did for me. And I really grew my faith a lot from watching those videos, and I'm hoping that I can kind of pass it on.
Mm-hmm. Pay it forward.
Yeah. And we talked about doing a podcast together for several years, and it just kind of took us a while to get the ball rolling, but here we are. The short answer is Catholicism. But a lot of podcasts will have a specific theme or area that they focus on. We haven't exactly found our niche yet. We just kind of look at various Catholic practices and aspects that we like and that we feel we can talk about and we know a lot about and that are important to us.
Yeah, we look at various topics. There's a lot of frequently asked questions that we encounter because we both have Protestant friends and family who don't quite understand what Catholicism is all about, and they have questions. And they're fair questions, so we wanted to kind of do a basic breakdown for them so that they would understand, okay, this is what they're about. And also just to spell any kind of misunderstandings. So that's why we decided to do this podcast.
We kind of explore topics that maybe aren't talked about so much because, like novenas, for example. I didn't know a lot about them before I kind of did some learning on my own.
Yeah, so we decided to do some of that on our own. And there was a lot of Catholic shorthand of, oh, you're expected to know this. Well, no, because everyone else expects me to know that, but they didn't teach it to me. So.
And it's always good to have a refresher.
Absolutely. And we're hoping to be that refresher for others. A funny story, actually. You're Catholic when? We actually got part We're both in the Catholic Geeks Facebook group. And then we found out a little bit later that there was a Catholic, single faithful Catholic Geeks, and it has a parentheses, looking for a spouse. And I had hopped in there a couple of months before, and I hadn't had much luck. I wasn't really looking all that well because I was kind of in a weird space in my life during that time, as far as dating and such. And then you came in, and in the group you're supposed to post within 48 hours of joining the group, like a little bio, some pictures, where you're from and stuff like that.
So I joined this group. He'd been there a while. I didn't even know he existed at that time. And then I posted my little introduction, and the looking for a spouse portion actually kind of turned me off a little bit because I'm just like, I'm just looking for an alternative to Catholic Match because I don't want to pay for this subscription. I'm like, you know what? This kind of appeals to me. I think the Faithful Catholic Geeks is kind of funny. Mm-hmm. So I join. I go ahead and I post my bio, and then I get this comment from this guy in Florida.
Well, we're both live in Florida. At this point, I lived in Central Florida, and I said, "Greetings, I am a fellow Floridian." So that was kind of nice because there are people from like Australia, and I'm like, well, that obviously is not going to work. So it was just fun to post that, and then we chatted for about a month and a half.
Yeah.
And we eventually met up in person, and we were like, okay, this is not a date, this is not a date, this is not a date. I wasn't ready.
Neither was I.
And we really hit it off. We really got along well. We spent a few hours together. It was a nice afternoon, and it just seemed to work.
Yeah.
And over time, we continued to become friends, got to know each other very well, and then
we went on a date a little over a month later.
We went on a date a little over a month later. That went pretty well. And then we went on another date about a month after that, and we just...
It was a few days after that.
You're right. And it just...
Things were going too well.
We couldn't ignore that.
Well, first and foremost, I'm pursuing the vocation of marriage, which is already my vocation, obviously. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to be a holy Catholic wife every day, which can be challenging some days.
I don't make it easy, just so you know.
Yeah.
Well, currently I'm also pursuing to be a Catholic husband. I mean, obviously we're married, but I have to really step up my game because husbands actually have a more difficult calling of being spiritual head of household, and as well as the other stuff that I do, not just as husband, but I serve in our parish as a reader and a whole bunch of other things. I could listen. We'd have to make another video.
Yeah, and then as far as our parish goes, I'm also pretty active in the parish. I've been a music minister for many, many, many years. I still do that, play piano mostly, sing some as well.
Yeah. So we keep ourselves pretty busy in our faith life.
And then we attend faith formation courses, whatever events the parish might be happening, and we're like, oh, this sounds interesting, and we should go to it.
Yeah, we're pretty good about going to those.
Yeah.
And plus there's a lot of new learning opportunities, and we have respectful I have a praying group, praying husbands that I go to, and we have fun there. But
occasionally they invite their wives along to do fun things.
Yeah, usually the fun stuff. We get a little hardcore in our praying sessions. Don't worry, it's not the charismatic type. We're pretty solemn, but we love the group. Well, I take my coffee usually black with 3 sugars. Sometimes I add some creamer if it's actually a good creamer, but usually I just stick with black, 3 sugars.
See, I take my black, forego the sugar, stick to the creamer, or half and half. But if there's flavored creamer in the house, I will probably use it.
Mm-hmm. That's same here. If there's a good flavored creamer, or if it's just, I don't touch the half and half. Yeah, I used to be a lot worse. The doctor yelled at me the one time I listened. Well, I hope you actually enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you got to know us a little bit better. If you have any more questions that you want us to answer, maybe you can drop them in the comments and maybe we'll make another video. Or we'll just comment our answers if they're short and sweet to the point.
Or if we get a lot of questions, maybe we'll have to make another video.
I'm not dreading that at all. Anyway. Continue to like, comment, and subscribe on our videos, and check out our Facebook page, Catholicism and Coffee on Facebook. So be bold, be brave, be courageous, and enjoy your coffee.
However you take it.
It's true. Or if you don't take coffee at all, well.
Enjoy whatever your beverage of choice is.
Yeah, because I can't help you there. All right. God bless.